Spring backpacking in Shenandoah. Sarah, you hyped up to do this? Your first experience in a hammock?
Yes.
Oh boy, the rain's picking up. Hey everybody, Syntax 77 back with you. Let me tell you the current situation, what's going down. First off, kind of filming this from the confines of the car. It's a little windy out there. And where's there? We are in Shenandoah National Park, and by we, I mean my lovely wife Sara and I. Hello, Sara. And yeah, this was actually her idea, this whole trip. She said, I want to do a trip, tired of winter. It's early April right now, so 10 days in April or so, early spring. It's about 50 degrees and windy out there, but it should get warmer. We should pop up into the 70s today, so we're just looking forward to doing a quick weekend. It's only about a 3-hour drive to get down here for us, which is awesome. So just using our 2 days off to do some backpacking. Going to do Matthew's Arm Loop, which I found online on Trimble, a little online service. So I got a printout here. We're parked right around here, about 20 miles down on Skyline Drive from the front Royal entrance. And we're going to hit Appalachian Trail for a bit, cross back over Skyline Drive, go down here. We'll go over the details as we go, but we're going to camp somewhere down here along Thornton River. And then tomorrow, that'll be about 8 miles or so. Tomorrow we'll do another 8 miles out, and we'll go up Little Devil's Stairs. Should be kind of fun. We'll play it by ear. We might get a little rain today at some point, but that's okay. We'll show you the gear and everything as we go. Sarah's basically got my loadout that I'm using, or been using. I gave that to her. Same loadout from the video I did, the 2015 gear list video, so you can check that out. It's pretty much the same, other than the fact that she swapped out her clothing and toiletries, of course. And I'll be using my larger, older pack that I usually use for winter. So my base weight's around 16-ish pounds. Throw in 8 pounds of food, water, fuel, wine. I'm running around 24 pounds. And chips. I got like a pound of chips and like a pound of wine. Just some little Boda boxes, nothing too crazy. And then Sarah's with my gear and her setup. I'm running around 10 pounds base weight, and then so mid to high teens, mid-teens for her total weight. Should be nice, about the lightest she's ever gone. Are you hyped up to do this? Your first experience in a hammock?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Camping in a hammock?
Mm-hmm.
I was a little tongue-tied there.
Awesome. What's it called? My quilt?
Yes.
Top quilt?
Brand new quilt that she's very happy about.
Yeah,
Purple
man.
and bright yellow from Hammock Gear. 20-degree quilt, which could probably go down to 10 degrees. So I think our low tonight will be in the 40s. So you're going to be extra toasty. Plus I'm giving you my 0-degree quilt to put underneath. You're going to be perfectly warm and comfortable for your first experience in a hammock. So I'll be going netless in kind of a more simple hammock, and you'll be using my Darien, my camo one with the net. So.
And of course my colors are better than yours. So.
Your quilt colors? Yeah, I got the boring camo, but yours is nice and cheerful. So we'll check all that when we get there. I got a new tarp set up. It's my previous old tarp that I was using from Hennessy, the deluxe size, but I got some new kit from Dutchware. My man Dutch over there has all kinds of fun hardware and guy lines, so we'll get into all that in the woods, but it should be a nice continuous ridgeline setup to get Sarah set up nice and quick, and coverage in case that rain shows up, right? Yeah. So.
Can't have my wine being diluted with rain.
No, that's a good point.
See?
Yeah.
You gotta think of those things.
We're gonna get on the trail here. I'm gonna turn the GPS on. We will record this as usual, the GPS track data if you want to download that. And we'll get on the trail for a little early spring backpacking and camping in Shenandoah. Yeah, a little wet.
We'll be getting a new sign shortly.
Oh, okay. Your dollar's at work.
For now, we don't know where we are.
No, I believe because of that white blaze. Appalachian Trail.
Definitely more for
Yeah, it'd be nice to get out of that wind a little bit.
And I love all the creepy trees here.
You can see the classic concrete pillars that they use for trail junctions here in Shenandoah. So this goes towards Overall Falls and whatnot. We're not taking it, but this is our first little junction, but we're going to stay on the AT for a little bit until we cross back over Skyline, and then we'll start dipping down the ridge and towards Thornton River, which will probably get us out of this wind even more. Plenty of water should be available, and we'll make a nice camp. Got a gravity filter set up, same Sawyer Mini that I always bring, but got some tubing, and we'll try gravity version just to be extra lazy. Keep it nice and simple for Sarah, so she can concentrate on sitting in that hammock with a titanium cup of wine.
I'm enjoying nature, baby. Forgot nature.
Yes, I'm sorry, enjoying nature. That's a given, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well there's Skyline Drive again. Seemed a little early. That's probably because it is. Remember when I told you about, oh, here's the trail marker and we're not turning here? Well, I'm attempting to do this loop backwards from the directions I have. I'm also attempting to make excuses right now. But we were supposed to turn there. We're not supposed to cross Skyline Drive for a little bit longer. So, went the wrong way. Cost us about half a mile, but that'll just
I got a cool street picture.
There you go. Cool street picture. Little extra half mile of sights.
This is our warm-up.
And yes, once again, you are witnessing a wrong turn. Now that's what the blazes are supposed to look like. Nice and blue.
Getting the baby Christmas trees?
Of course, I have to document that for you.
Did you bring the Christmas lights?
No. Although you can buy them little camping Christmas lights.
Yeah. Stop.
It's the same place that, not to mention his site twice in one video,
Oh.
but Dutchware does have little
You're just
camping
telling
lights.
me this.
I know.
Why don't we have them?
I don't know.
I don't have them.
I think they're pretty lightweight too, relative to, you know, what you're
Come
getting. I think he calls them party lights.
Well, I could have put party lights on my hammock tonight.
All right, or on these mini Christmas trees.
See?
All right. I gotta work on this. Next video. There's always a reason to watch the next video.
Next weekend, we're doing this.
And the next video, we're doing party lights. Ah, man. Whew. Get that off. Oh, don't crush the chips. For our chips and salsa tonight, we got some salsa that we're going to rehydrate from Packet Gourmet. Speaking of Packet Gourmet, there's lunch. Cajun Ranch chicken salad. Plenty of wraps for both of us. I'm going to do the hot wing wrap that you saw on my White Mountains video. But yeah, we're just going to take a moment. It's a little after noon. And have a nice lunch. And then keep going. We went over that little bridge back there. That was cool, right after Matthews Arm Campground, which is like a car campground. But now it's definitely feeling more remote and quiet.
Flat, and it's been like this the whole
I know.
time, which is nice.
Yeah, like looking at the top of our map, we're just like right on a one elevation line, just kind of cruising. So nice and easy, not too rocky. Time for some lunch.
I cooked them in this bag?
Yeah, just cold water. I believe you dump the chicken mix in. Just make sure the wind doesn't blow anything away. Dump the cranberries in. Dump in 6 ounces of water. And let it sit for 5 minutes. Should
Cajun
have
Ranch chicken salad.
something to put on the wraps.
Look at that. Oh, looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. Both of ours are very similar instructions. Mine's buffalo. Yours is what, Cajun Ranch, you said?
Yeah.
We're going to let it steep in the cold water as we hike. Kind of multitasking here. Sure feels like it might rain. Okay. Oh, there you go.
Gotta lay it flat.
Oh, that's right. Gotta keep them flat. I don't think I did that to my other one before, so I'll probably hydrate a little better this way. Walking and hydrating. Hydrating and walking.
I'm excited to add the mayo.
Yeah?
I just want to eat it.
Yeah.
10 more minutes.
10 more minutes after the mayonnaise goes in. 10 more minutes of walking. Finally getting to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we both might have got a little overzealous with the water.
I feel like yours looks pretty good.
Mine actually looks legit. A little bit of water at the bottom, but it's fine. It's just drained off. Yours might be leaking a little bit. I might have given you a bad number to put in there.
It's still delicious nonetheless.
Yeah. We got to work on just doing like bartender counts for the water instead of estimating in the cup, I think. You know, just 1, 2, 4 ounces. But
mark the cup.
yeah, well, that would be smart. Yeah. Or mark a water bottle. There's a lot of things we could have done to avoid this, but it's pretty tasty.
It's very good.
All right.
Really good.
I'm looking forward to enjoying mine. Then we're finally heading towards, right by the marker here, Thornton Gap, Thornton Hollow, Thornton River. Everything starting with the word Thornton is that way. And we'll be crossing the road one more time and then heading down in elevation, looking for a campsite. Got a little rain, hopefully just a sprinkle, although we are prepared. Pack covers are on. About 1:30 going on, yeah, 1:30ish. So this may be those afternoon showers they spoke of. And I don't know, playing it by ear. Nice sights off this ridge here though.
Look at the tree.
Yeah, those trees are moving. Got up on top of this ridge here. It's up in the 70s, or at least it was 72, but the pressure has dropped tremendously. I mean, over there, this is usually a like a, you know, every bar is 2 hours. You can't even see the other bars because we kind of dropped through the so low there, and we're down to 915. So none of that may make any sense because it's all relative, but trust me, it's dropped a lot. You can tell by the little needle there. So anyway, long story short, decent pressure drop, winds are kicking up, and that probably means something's a-coming. Getting a nice view off of the ridgeline. A lot of this you probably can't even see in the summer. It's kind of an advantage of coming here when it's starting to get warmer, but the foliage hasn't come in yet. You can actually see through these trees a bit, so that's pretty cool. Just cruising along the ridge here. Real flat section up top after we did that elevation. Which, by the way, going up in elevation will make your pressure drop as well, so that's something to take into account. But I can tell besides the wind that it's obviously a storm system because it dramatically dropped and we didn't climb that much.
And we also watched the Weather Channel this morning.
Yeah, we did watch the Weather Channel this morning. We just didn't know when it was going to hit though. But it seems to be around now, although I don't know. They said there might be lightning later when we're in lower elevations. So anyway, yeah, we're just looking for intersecting with the road soon. Somebody's running for the, I almost said finish line, but it's not the finish line, but running for the road down there. There goes Sara. So, intersecting once again with the road. Started at the road, accidentally hit the road, turn around, back on course. Now we're hitting it when we're supposed to. There she goes. As I did a previous video in Shenandoah, so if you've watched that, you've heard this. If you don't know it already, but it's the park is really centered around Skyline Drive, this beautiful piece of well-paved road right here. 80 miles, goes right along the ridge line. It's a great drive. But the park is very thin and narrow. It doesn't really go too far away from the road on either side. So any loop you make in here, well, actually it's hard to make loops in here, and you're definitely gonna have trouble ever making one that doesn't involve the road. So yeah, you're never gonna feel too immersed in here, like I did say in Cranberry Wilderness, something like that. But anyway, that's why we keep hitting the road. Here we are with our intersection, Thornton River Trail. And where is it, on the other side there somewhere? I know. Every time we get to the road, there seems to be bugs hanging out.
Down there?
I guess. Yeah, I see a post down there.
I guess we don't go down there.
No, it doesn't look too inviting.
Can we walk in the middle of the road?
Sure! Kind of a neat little area in here in the Thornton River Trail. All these little mini trees. Tunnel of trees. Pretty gentle grade. Should be all downhill along the Thornton River Trail. And we'll start looking for a campsite. Got a couple options that I scouted out and marked on the GPS. One was already on that Trimble trip, and another one based on some comments and stuff I've seen written out there. I tagged one. We'll see which one looks better. Yeah, a little rock action. All right, I take it that it's been there a while. Now, at what point were you able to drive down here? And based on those fenders, it was a long time ago. Look at that. It's kind of cool.
Look at the cable thing.
Yeah. Yep, it's all beat up now.
Let's put our hammocks right here.
Yeah, we can tie a hammock to that rusty metal. That'll be fine. Let's sleep above it and hope the suspension holds up. Interesting. So's this. Ooh. Well, they got fancy with the water diversion here.
No.
Do some water breaks in a nice little pattern. Somebody had some time on their hands. That is quality work. Huh? Like they have merging lanes and everything for the water flow.
I got really excited.
Hey, look.
I like it.
The little things. Some quality engineering here. Alright, so this here, according to my GPS waypoints, is the first campsite, the one they tagged on there. And it does look good, water source right there. I actually set a proximity alarm on my GPS, first time I ever played with that, but it beeped as soon as we walked here. Actually, we were having a snack about 2 feet away, unbeknownst to us. We get up and walk and it's right here. But I think in like a mile and a half or something, there's another potential campsite like I was thinking. So it's about 1600, it's 4 o'clock. We got 3.5 hours till sunset or something like that. I think maybe we push on. I mean, it's really an easy grade. So, I mean, we can make that time pretty quick. So, and then we'll be that much closer tomorrow. So maybe we could possibly do, depending on how tomorrow goes, we could do a day hike. It's a Little Stony Man. It all depends on how the timing goes. We're going up Little Devil's Stairs, I believe it's called, tomorrow, which would be a cool little canyon-esque kind of area. So that's our main focal point tomorrow. But yeah, we might keep moving. A little dark in the sky over there, but take a risk. All right, let's do it.
All right.
This does look like a cool campsite, though. I'll give you that. I mean, it does look like it has potential. I can see why they tagged it.
Do you think ours over there is going to be better?
I hope so. Okay, about 15 minutes later, and substantially darker all of a sudden. Feeling some drops. So, I don't know if we're going to make it that 1.5 miles or not. To make it this far into the day and then get wet would be kind of silly. So we're gonna take whatever opportunity pops up and throw a tarp up. Yeah, there's water sources all over. No problem with that. Just need a nice clearing, at least 20 yards from the trail, 10 yards from water. Our tarps are independent from our hammocks, which is great. I'm deciding which one of ours is going to set up quicker, because that's going to be our base of operations. Probably Sarah's big. Yeah, yours is bigger. Mine's Cuban. It's awesome. Light as all hell, but the other one's got a little more coverage. So I think we're just going to throw that up and then figure things out, because, oh boy, the rain's picking up. Oh boy. So, a little cold, got a break in rain, and really don't want to get the boots wet. It's going to be cold tonight. So, going a little off-road, barefooting. Oh, okay. That was painfully numb. Oh wait, painfully cold? Painfully numb doesn't, is that possible?
Yeah.
Comfortably numb? I don't know. It was cold. Cold and rocky. We're across it though. We should be really close to the campsite, the second one at this point. We got a break in the skies. We have been spending some time. We've done, it's like 5 o'clock now. We've done several water negotiations. Got soaked in the rain. Fun stuff, but I should probably stop talking and start getting my shoes on. And she can't feel her feet anyway, so it's fine. Refreshing. Nice to have some socks back on though, huh?
Yes. Warm feet.
Made it. Kind of. This is the intersection. Should be Hull School Trail. Thornton River Trail, Skyline Drive, State Route.
Hull School is both these ways.
Bingo. So somewhere around here, I'll check my notes. There should be some good campsite opportunities. Thinking maybe down towards this yellow here, which is Hull School. I'll double check my notes, but I think we're in a good spot now. Oh, and a couple minutes ago, right after telling you that our feet were numb, I think we went about 200 yards. And then we had to
do it again. Yeah. Well, you were still looking for ways to cross.
And then I looked over and she didn't say anything. There was no sound, but I see her kind of bent over. I'm like, she's tying her shoes. No, she's just throwing her boots off and not a word. Straight across.
Oh, there are words.
You're right. There were words once she was out there. Once she was in the water, there were words. Words that I won't rebroadcast here.
Not directed at you, just words.
Yeah, but it was very stoic beforehand. And then when she entered the water, things changed. But anyway, all right. Let's take a look around. All right, well, see, we are set up there. Got my warmer hat on, long sleeve shirt, and show you what we got going on before the daylight escapes from us here. 2 tarps. We will pitch those down lower at night, and we'll make sure there's no situations where runoff could come inside. But for now, this is our little setup, kind of open to the wind, but it's just nice and quick and plenty of room to walk around underneath of. Got my hammock over there. That's a Dutch Poly D hammock, the one I used on the White Mountains trip to Mount Washington. Only no net on there because I don't really think bugs are a problem. And I don't really know where my wife went, but this is, oh, okay. This is her hammock. Well, it's my hammock that you got me for my birthday.
Oh.
But you are somehow in it. We're gonna dial the quilt in on you. That's my 0 degree, my 0 degree, talking like Bugs Bunny, Wesquy Webbit. 0 degree underquilt there. She will be plenty warm in that. As a matter of fact, I think it's so overkill that we don't have to worry that much about dialing it in, because, I mean, even if a little draft gets in there, I think it'd be fine. But kind of like a mattress at home, it's not so bad if you have overkill on the bottom. You vent kind of from the top. Speaking of which, she does have her brand new hammock gear Burrow 20. Look at the yellow pop out of there. Yeah, 20-degree model. I honestly believe you could probably push it to 10. So you're going to be fine. I don't even know if you're going to...
Oh my gosh, this thing's amazing.
Is it? You like it? Like the color? It's comfy. The weight is still around 20 ounces. And it's there's no weather that she would do that this won't cover. So it's overkill for her, which is perfect. I got the snaps at the bottom, which is a highly debated amongst some hammock campers. I've taken my Zero, I have a Zero top quote as well. I've taken that on the ground down to -20, no joke. My back was cold because I was on the wrong type of pad. My feet never got cold, and that was with a snap system. I find with like my 40 there is a small gap, but with these larger grade quilts like the 20 and definitely the Zero, it's so fluffy that there's not a lot of gap there, and I just didn't really have a problem. On hers there's a small gap, on my Zero there's none. I think she's going to be fine, and again, like I said, she's not going to be pushing it anywhere near its capability.
If not, I have my snaps.
Right. And speaking of which, because of that capability thing, there's going to be summer trips we take where she takes this and she can just vent this out like so, get a little airflow going, or just open it up, use it like a quilt, which she's been doing at home.
Yeah.
Non-stop. So this thing has been well used and
I had to try it out.
first time in the woods.
Test it before we got in the field.
Well, I'm very happy for you. That is a quality piece of gear right there.
And it's a happy color.
850 fill power, water resistant, water repellent down, whatever you want to call it. That's just awesome.
And it's pretty.
And it's pretty. That is important. Cuban Hex, we've seen that. You haven't seen this in a while. The old Hennessy Deluxe Tarp. It is about a pound heavier than this. This is 8 ounce with all the lines. This is probably a pound and a half easily. But I'll show you tomorrow when we have more light. I got the continuous ridgeline system on there, and I'll show you that tomorrow. But it was way easy to set up. I also have these, nope, that's my old school, not old school, but my other system. There's my Wasp. But let me show you real quick the tarp worms. I'll probably show you them in action when we break down, but there they are there. That little piece of aluminum there, so lovingly crafted into a worm shape. Works really well. Little piece of shock cord there to fine-tune the tension and adjust for any expansion. Although this is a polyester tarp, so it's not so bad. And you just pull on this and actually adjust it from this end, normally from the stake on the ground, but we got it up on here for now. Pull from here, then do a little loop and pop it on and lock it in place. So that was really easy. Pop lock it, as Sarah says. Sarah's got, you've already seen that, but the camo with the titanium, where are they? Titanium cinch buckles. No need to show that too much again, but I will show you this. This is a prototype. You can't get this. And the reason it's a prototype is he's working on making a model that doesn't do this, but these will eventually wear the line, and so he doesn't officially, actually he doesn't sell these at all anymore. I did get my hands on some, but I'm kind of using it at my own risk. But this is the first time I've ever used it with this line. I'll go into that more detail sometime. But these are called speed hooks from Dutchware as well. He's working on a 2.0 model that when they come out are probably going to fly off the shelves. But yeah, this is really cool. It's just this little, I don't know, in the grams piece of metal. You lock it just kind of like that tarp worm we just saw onto a piece of am steel, which is super light. So all you got to carry is mostly am steel, and then these are Kevlar, yes, as in bulletproof material. These are Kevlar straps, 2,000 pound braking strength compared to the 1,500 pounds on her straps over there. So they're 500 pounds stronger. They're half the weight, and I have just enough to go around my trees with some Dutch clips there. I'm sorry, Dutchable clips, which I didn't even need because this tree's so big. But let me show you down here the reason for that.
I'll just keep laying here.
You just keep laying there while I run my mouth for everybody who's nerding out on this gear stuff. And then we might get back to nature at some point too. But the reason I have these is I can kind of run through itself like a lark's head, like you saw down there. But with this, I can take the slack out of the line because I'm in between some really close trees right now. That gets me as close as I want to be to the tree, so I can really fine tune it. And then I just lock in with my little thing there. This hooks right onto a continuous loop on the hammock body there, so I can detach that if it's wet. and I'm good to go. And there's my 40-degree set, which should be fine. We're going into the 40s tonight. I have no problem with that. And you'll notice there's no ridge line on here, but I actually have one with me. It's just I've been sitting right now, lounging. We're about to make some salsa. But I have this Dutch ridgeline beaner. It's not rated for weight to hold like a hammock up, but basically I can run my ridgeline later on tonight. But when I'm in lounge mode, I can clip it, unclip it, and pull it back and just get it out of the way. Whereas like Sarah's is semi-permanently. I could take it off at home, attached.
It's my organizing shelf.
Yeah. Well, this is the Darien Dream Hammock, which is awesome. And you see that that's well out of your face. She was sitting in it earlier. That never got in your way, right? No, it's not really a problem. So anyway, there's the gear. There's my little lantern / USB charger, so I can keep this camera going, so I can keep on running my mouth. Yeah, that's about it. I think we're going to go down to the stream, get some really cold water. Trust me, we know. And we're downstream, so maybe we'll get a little bit of our own feet in there. No? It's probably past by now. Probably. Yeah, we're going to rehydrate this salsa from Packet Gourmet. If it's anything like the wraps were today, oh, I can't wait. And you know, my big old bag of Tostitos that I've got shock corded on there. Yeah, we're rocking. We're having a real party. Speaking of which, where's that?
Yeah.
Woo, yeah. Fancy people do fancy things in the woods of Virginia.
Let's get this party started.
Oh yeah. I'm in full lazy mode now. I love it. Got that Sawyer Mini running with, I don't know if that's 3 or 4 feet of tubing there. 1/4-inch tubing down to here. It's building up steam now. Once it gets moving, it'll speed up. But who cares? I'm gonna walk away. And to be honest, probably do a separate video on it. But see the way I have it directly in there. From what I've read, and I just don't have enough parts yet. I got to order another cap adapter. But an important thing for flow rate, if you do want to speed it up, is to have some tubing first, like tubing like this coming from the bag, then hitting the filter, then some more tubing, because having a nice water column, you know, like this above the filter kind of builds up pressure. Allegedly, I haven't tested it myself yet, and it'll flow faster. But hey, for right now, that'll work. I'll just let that hang there. Just took a hole punch and punched a hole right in the corner of the bag there and there. Tied on, this is the same stuff I use for my Tarp guy line. Going to another one of those ridgeline beaners that I showed you. Kind of overkill. Don't really need to get that fancy, but I like that on a mitten hook. So the mitten hook is through my little hole punch permanently, and then this can quickly detach if I want to go around branches without it being a pain. I can just swap it right over rather than having it permanently tied to my bag. And little stuff sack that I put everything in. It also keeps me from losing my caps. And I'll have a couple liters of water pretty soon, or whenever. All right, you got your Gordon Fisherman rain jacket on, your Dry Ducks 5-ounce rain jacket. And it's a good windbreaker, right?
Yes.
We didn't use it during the rain. Why would you ever do that? But you know what? I think we would have gotten wet with sweat if we were wearing it anyway.
It didn't cross my mind.
But I'm glad they're nice and dry now because they're nice little windbreakers. And it's getting cold out here. It was down in the 50s off the check. But I don't know. I don't feel like we're cracking the 40s yet, but we're getting there.
These are official woodland pours.
That's a mug of wine.
A mug.
Looking good.
Cheers.
Thank you. Yeah, it's double fisted. I'll take that.
Oh, you wanted some?
Yeah, thanks.
Right,
and the salsa's coming along nice.
Yeah.
Look at that. You're saying it's kind of hard to screw this one up because if you add too much water to this, you just say, no, I usually make my salsa thinner.
Oh, and dinner?
Yeah, tell everybody what you got for dinner.
But cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh. Oh my God. Okay.
Dinner is a shepherd's cottage pie, which has mashed potatoes on top of it.
Nice. Tell me about it. So you make the mashed potatoes separate from the beef and vegetable mixture, right?
I think that's what you were telling me.
Yeah. There's a
oh my God, they're cheddar mashed potatoes. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Prep the beef and veggies. Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's the main container bag here. Then there's 2 cook bags. So actually they say this is kind of clever. They have you cook the mashed potatoes with, or rehydrate them with cool water, which might seem really silly. But then what they have you do is put it in their little pouch, which we'll show you later, but this expands. It's got like space material in it. Honestly, the thing Sarah's sitting on, the Reflectix, you can make your own type thing, but it was $6 or $7 we got it. So anyway, you rehydrate the potatoes. They're not hot, but it's okay because you put all your hot water into the separate bag with the meat mixture, and then you let the meat mixture rehydrate in the bag. By the time it's done, the taters are hot anyway. You get a bowl like that, put down a layer of beef.
In here, right?
Oh yeah, put down a layer of potatoes. It's going to be good. I don't know why I'm talking so much about that and not the amazing salsa that's in front of us though. That looks good.
It. Fresh from my garden.
Wow. All right, I got to see you do the honors. That looks pretty amazing. Cheers. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's good stuff.
Really good.
Tastes fresh. I mean, it's rehydrated, but it tastes
really
very nice
good.
and fresh. It tastes more fresh than some of the jarred stuff you get. You know what I mean? That's like really canned, if that makes any sense.
True.
But good stuff. All right.
There's chunks of tomatoes in there when I was rehydrating it.
Yeah.
There's massive chunks.
That's legit. All right, let's dig in.
Oh,
Have
this
a
makes me so happy.
Huh?
In the middle of the woods, this makes me so happy.
Nice.
Eating fresh salsa.
What's going on over there?
I've cocooned.
I feel like the chips and salsa are gone. Now it's time for somebody to make dinner. Me.
You volunteered though.
Yes. And you appear to be. I don't even know where you're. It's just a floating head.
Comfy as a...
It's just like pounds of down wrapped around you.
Oh my God, it's the best thing ever. This is so comfortable.
See? It's great, right? Might have to adjust the hang a little bit. There's a little slack in that ridgeline. I don't know what's going on there.
I'm okay with it.
We'll mess with it. You feel comfortable there?
I'm fine.
You don't care.
I don't know what that would do or mean.
We'll adjust it. Anyway, for now, you just sit.
I'm good at that. All right.
You do your thing.
Yes.
I'll do mine.
Yes.
We will convene for dinner.
Absolutely. I'll meet you at the dining room table.
All right, so dinner time. Switch things up. Wanted to keep things as convenient, quick, and easy as possible for my lovely wife over there. So got a big old thing. Actually, if I had a small canister, I probably would have been fine, but I had this laying around. So big old thing of jet-powered Jetboil fuel, just canister fuel, standard blend, and not my normal winter big old 1-pound stove, but this is a little 3 or 4 ounce $5 stove you can get on like eBay or Amazon. Screws right on the top, and you know, a lot more weight for the fuel, but I'm going to boil water extremely quick when I want it, so that's great. No hassle, no waiting around, especially when you're cooking for 2 and somebody is well, maybe she's asleep, so she might not even know. Maybe I could have taken my time with Esbit cubes. For breakfast tomorrow, we got some fun breakfast stuff. We're going to be blazing through coffee and everything, so it was worth the wait for me to carry that. And look, there's my potato mix, there's my beef mix, there's my cooking bag. Water's already prepped up. Got about 3 cups in there in the titanium Vargo pot. I think we're gonna spark this thing up. Whew. That's a blowtorch right there. Space shuttle re-entry has commenced. Oh, that's good. No need to even have that on full. It's just a waste of fuel. Believe me, we're going to get there a lot faster than Esbit, so there's no reason to be greedy. Alright, so that's cranking. Then we got a thing of beef broth, a thing of vegetable broth. We're gonna dump that into the dry mix for the beef and veggies. I got my potatoes steeping. I think I'm supposed to cheddar potatoes. Oh man, they feel good consistency. I think we're learning from our experiences.
Yes.
Got my windscreen, but I don't think I really need it too much. There's not a lot of wind over here, which is great. All right, a couple minutes later, got our water, hot water in there. We already got our potatoes in there. Drop that down in with the taters, seal it up, let this thing do its thing. Got our meat and vegetable layer there, all prepped up. Time to add a little taters. Let's eat. Well, that was good. No footage of me eating that. Sara's still working. Just enough calories to stay warm tonight. By the time it's around 6 a.m. it could be cracking into the 40s a little bit. Time for sleep.
Yes.
Well, morning of day 2 begins. Sara's still sleeping peacefully back there. I'm just going to grab some water for some coffee. Try to get, things prepped up, let her sleep some more. It's about 8 o'clock. We'll do some coffee. I got some grits, Italian polenta, like a breakfast polenta. Oh, we'll have some good stuff. First things first, let's fill this bag up. Alright, water in hand. Make our way back to camp. I think we did about 12 miles of movement, let's call it, yesterday. And hopefully today should be that original 8 to get out. But we'll play it by ear. Uh-oh. You're awake. Good morning. How you doing? Don't worry about getting up right now. I'm just going to get some water filtered and do some stuff like that, alright? A little morning breakfast smoothie, berry smoothie. I wasn't... Berry smoothie, you're right. I wasn't kidding when I said that I went crazy on the Packet Gourmet website.
You had some help.
We both went crazy. But you know what? I think it ended up costing us, I was telling her, it was like 25 bucks a piece basically for all the meals on this trip except for obviously Tostitos and then our like snacks while we're walking. Pretty much a 100% Packet Gourmet trip, and it's been pretty fun.
It's all delicious. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, I woke up hungry.
Me too.
Yeah, so this was super quick and easy. It's not like you'll have to let it sit. So this will get a little something in us, and then we'll cook our fun hot breakfast to get that going. And the sun is coming out.
It's beautiful.
Now the waiting game, as it sits in its 11. At least you got coffee for the wait.
Extra hot coffee.
Yes, as you hold it with your little piece of Reflectix to keep from burning your thumbs off. Yeah, we gotta make it a little cozy that actually fits that cup. Next time.
Next time.
Always improving. Speaking of which, I think you can see it from here. I don't think I'm ever going back to not carrying a gravity setup again. I think it cost me an extra like 2 ounces to bring that tube and the little cap adapters. Yeah, I'm never squeezing again if I don't have to. While we're sipping coffee and waiting for that breakfast to cook.
Oh, this is wine.
Oh, that's wine? Well, while Sara drinks her wine and I drink my coffee and we wait for the food to cook. Correction. I think I'll start slowly breaking down this camp. and our tarp set up there. And then we'll just kind of eat breakfast and break down, break down, break down, break down, break down, break down, break down. Alright, well, as you can see, we're pretty well broken down. I did break everything down except for I left the hex tarp up because I did say yesterday I was going to show you real quick the system in place there. So let me just show you what we got that's different. And it's a continuous ridge line. And you can do these all kinds of different ways, and you can, even the way I did it, you can buy your own components. But I just got a kit from Dutchware for like I think 28 bucks, and it's everything included here on the top ridge line, that is. And then the worms, tarp worms, I bought separately for a couple bucks a piece. But the thing that's different about this than my other tarp, you put this line up first. So this line is completely independent of the tarp, which is floating on these little things, these prusik type things. So you can slide them. One-handed, it's a little weird, but if you remove a little pressure, you slide them along. See, I just slacked out the tarp there, and then I can pull down the other side. So once your line is in place, then you can fine-tune your tarp over top of your hammock or whatever your situation may be. Obviously, I screwed it all up, so watch. I can just pull it back out. There we go. Not quite perfect, but good enough for a demonstration. So down here, I just have that loop. I'm sorry, that hook. Titanium little Dutch hook. Goes around the tree and connects, so nothing to fiddle with down here. Then I go down the other side. I think this is like a 30-foot or a 25-foot line. Okay, goes all the way down. You can see it came in really handy. I would have never been able to pull this off with my other setup because we originally tried to connect to that tree. It was just a little too tight. So we went all the way down to this tree from down there. Okay, kind of cool. You're familiar with the wasp if you've seen any of my videos. You know I love those things. So this is where I took all the slack out of the line, got it nice and tight. And then, like I said, I just went back and forth with these until I got it just where I wanted it. Okay, so that's all there is really to that. Now, these, I'll show you real quick. I got some rocks on this because the soil around here is mostly rock and not much soil. But down here, the little loop, I bought these. They already came with the shock cord on the worm and 6-foot line. And I put a little S-hook on there, which I'll show you the reason in a minute. But anyway, you just put the loop on the tent spike, and then, like I kind of showed you briefly yesterday, you just adjust these. This one got a little tangled up. There we go. Usually looks like that. And you do a little twist in it and it stays put, and this takes the tension out of the line, so if you don't get it perfect, it'll still be nice and tight. And to release it, take a little pressure off of it and release that, and boom, there you go, it's off. And then now you can also see kind of how I just slide it back and forth to adjust the tension. And then again, just take a little loop, twist it around, go through, let the tension come back, and it holds itself right in place. Nice, simple. The only downside of that is that loop there is great for going around a tent spike, but it's not necessarily going to work for going around like a tree or something because you can't connect it to itself. That's why I got the little S hook there, or over here I used a mitten hook, but same idea. You see here I'm coming off of the tarp and going right to a tree, so all I did was hook a mitten hook into the loop where the spike would normally go and connect it right to itself. Then come over, do the same exact thing, take the tension out, all done. That's easy. Now, one final challenge that I had, and we got past that, is this one was a little too short, and that was something I was a little concerned about when I bought these with 6-foot, I believe 6-foot lines. I'm used to 9-foot, and I do some kind of porch mode stuff, as you can see, so I get a little creative, but not a problem. I always carry a little length of red cord, same exact stuff as this. Zing it, it's just red. So all I did was tie it to another mitten hook. I got like 6 of these hanging all over my pack. You never know when you need them. Just went around the tree and connected it to itself. Worked perfect. Then I just took, as you may guess, the tension out, and I'm back in business. So that's it. That's the new system. I really like it. I'm thinking I'll probably swap this out onto my hammock gear Cuban tarp, because I think I like this more. I love those wasps. I love having them all over the place. But this is pretty cool. So the worms get a thumb up from me, you know, until I find the next greatest thing. But anyway, much thanks to Sara, by the way, for sitting through that and filtering up some water. All right, thank you. She's like, I just want to
steal my system. This is my power. Isn't it?
Well,
steal it?
anytime you're around, I'll put it back on. Sarah's looking at the map as well. So we're about where, Sara? Well, we started what? Up right here.
Over on this side.
MAL1. Came all the way around going this way.
I think we're like somewhere here-ish.
Yeah, and we're somewhere around here. There's where all our rock hopping, well, they call it rock hopping, but trudging through water happened yesterday. Camping somewhere around here. We're going to backtrack to where we were yesterday and then make our way up to Little Devil Stairs, over to the car, and oh yeah, there's an elevation profile.
That's what that looks like.
Yeah, so we started the car yesterday. You can say yesterday was primarily downhill with some ups in the middle. Came down, 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 crossed a bunch of water. Originally was going to camp around here, but I'm thinking we may have done some of this stuff yesterday, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And so we may be camped around here, which might be why my mileage was saying 11 or 12. So it might just be a whole lot of uphill from that junction through that little canyon area and back to the car.
And then,
then
it's cheeseburger time.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's pack up and actually get on the trail.
Break this bad boy down.
Beautiful little trail with this stream.
It was amazing listening to it all night.
Yeah.
For sure. Didn't need my sound soother.
No, it would have been hilarious if you still out of habit turned on your Babbling Brook sound soother. Definitely pouring on the elevation right from the gate here. A little morning workout.
Nice, like steady climb though.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it's not like New Hampshire.
No.
It's switchbacks, which is great.
Yes.
And I don't have snowshoes on for the first time in a while. And I don't have my winter loadout.
But all of a sudden we're very close to those tops there.
Yeah. Yep, it's spring. Getting there. This place will be all filled in before you know it. Sara has had it. She doesn't care about it. You got dry shoes at the car, right? All right.
This feels terrible.
Oh, it's refreshing.
No, there's so much water in my
All right, let's go. All right, so pretty much cruising straight on Hull School Trail past a whole bunch of intersections until we get to should be a parking area and then the ascent to Little Devils. What intersection we got here? 4-way is what we're going towards. 3.2 miles.
There's another. So are those people that used to live here? Or?
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, since this whole area was once lived in and it was people's homes and people's places where they raised livestock and apples and produce, and then they turned it into a park and they all had to leave. But I would imagine these were original inhabitants. I'm just a guess. Bowling.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of history here in the Smokies. A lot of history. History. So we've been cruising along this fire road for a bit now after Hull School Trail.
That's really running down it.
Yeah, actually literally running down it because it's leveling out here. We're getting towards the parking lot for Little Devil. But yeah, I think we'll be getting back in the woods soon, and then it should be a ton of elevation gain. According to my watch, we're 2,300, almost 2,400 feet below where we parked yesterday. So, and we've given a lot of elevation back, so that would explain that.
I see it, Little Devil.
There you go. This will be our final push through this little canyon, a couple thousand feet of elevation, and then salvation in between two toasted buns awaits.
Oh, yeah.
Time to do some uphill. Huh? Oh. You know what? So I lied to you. You said earlier actually stairs on Little Devil Stairs, and I said, oh, probably not. Actually, I think I definitively
That's
said.
misleading.
Yeah.
But I found some stairs.
There you go.
So yay.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Oh, I know.
Probably a crazy waterfall. I wonder which one's the highest one.
Wow, it's really narrowing in on us. When you look at this on a topo map, it's like, it's pretty impressive. And I think we're getting to kind of the crescendo of the elevation here. Yeah?
Okay.
Oh, nice. They don't really expect us to get up there though, do they?
Probably not.
Okay.
We'll just set up camp right here.
Hey, hammocks, let's see, what can we do here? Can't be within 10 yards of water though. Yeah.
Woo! As I almost fall back down.
Yeah, this is a little steep.
Yeah.
All right. Those are some stairs. Oh.
I feel like the sounds help.
Back on dirt. Who'd have thought? Shouldn't be that much more. We'll be back to the road and thus the car. In fact, there's the mile marker there, Skyline Drive. 1 mile on this pretty flat, almost fire road looking thing. So that's not bad. Go this way towards the car. Weird enough, actually we were hiking up and there was I guess a family hiking down Little Devil's stairs, and he actually recognized me, which was a little weird, but I guess somehow he did. He said he watched the channel, but I did not. I failed to ask his name or anything. I would totally give him a shout out. So whoever you are, yes, Sarah and I say hello. So that's cool. Hope you guys make it down that okay. I'm sure you will.
Let us know how it is going down, because up it is the only way I'd recommend it.
Yeah, I don't know how far down they were going, but I can imagine going down that is challenging without your hands in front of you. I know we had a heck of a time going up it. There's Sarah's favorite tree. Creepy tree. Which is crazy because it was 2 years ago we came and did this drive, saw that tree, pulled over quickly because she loved it, took a picture of it on Instagram, got it printed on canvas, and it's hanging above our fireplace. Stared at it every day. Anyway, we're doing the road for a little bit here and then we should be back soon. Alright, parking lot. A lot more activity than when we left, but it is Saturday.
And a beautiful day.
And a beautiful day. We finally made it here. Road hike added a little extra mileage, but less straight uphill. I don't know. Normally you probably wouldn't do it the way we just did, but we got to see the creepy tree and some of the overlooks. A lot of the best overlooks are actually on the road, so that's just how it is. But we are back at the car now. Sarah's going to be joining me for the full experience,
yes.
right?
Yes.
She's very happy about this, very excited. She said she wants a real Pepsi, which we usually don't partake too much in the sugary beverages in the real world, so to speak. But she wants a Pepsi and a beer, so I don't know if this is at the same time or in a particular order.
All of it.
All of it.
All of it at once.
Yeah, so we're going to shed these packs. We're going to get on the road, but not until we take care of that important business, because I know something that pairs quite well with Pepsi or a beer.
Or both.
Or both. So there you go. Thanks for joining us on this one. Till next time, I'm Syntax77. Right now, it's cheeseburger time.